Hello and welcome to a new week of Climbing Daily. On today's show we're talking with Jacopo Larcher, who's been doing some super hard sport routes on trad gear and some super hard trad routes on trad gear. We hope you enjoy.
So I'm Jacopo Larcher, I'm 26-year-old and I'm a climber. So climbing is my passion, is what I do. I spent the last basically 10 days trad climbing a lot. The first route I did was Lapoterapia. It's like a sport climbing route, which goes on trad too. The first 4 bolts are blank face climbing, so you can't protect them. And then you reach this like flare crack, really thin seam. And yeah, you basically always climb in the crack. I think you can jam just one time. It's more like face climbing and bouldering moves. Like it's really sustained climbing with one harder section at the bottom and one at in the middle of the route. And then the last bit, it's I think 7C or something like that. I actually realized that it was possible to do it on gear. And so I like drove back home, and after one day I went back there and yeah, and check it out, and I sent it on gear. And then like I went back home and the conditions were pretty good. It was cold, but it was good. So I went to the Platte. It's a place close to where I live. Psychogramm is pretty similar to Princip Hoffnung. It's like slab climbing. You can't protect the first part, but you can place some gear after I think 8 meters or something like that. Some really good gear. And then the next section is not so hard on okay gear. And I think after like 15 meters, you reach the boulder problem. It's like a section of 5 meters, which is way harder than the rest of the route. And basically you place there the last pieces, which are 2 really small wires, and then you have to make the whole hard section without protecting. And the problem is that if the nuts pop, you can fall on the ground. On the first day I went back to the route, I just checked out the gear, and then I sent it straight top rope on my second go, and then I went another day to practice on my own on the route, and then I came back with my girlfriend and gave it a go, and I like my foot popped at the top, so I fell, and then it was too cold. I came back the day after and I sent it. For sure, like my main goal for the future, it's like multi-pitch climbing and trad climbing. So I really hope to push my trad climbing skills farther. So I really would like to travel to England or like Wales to try some harder stuff. And then what I really would like to do, it's like to share a little bit more of this trad climbing culture here in Austria, Italy, because it's not so famous. Not so many people go climbing on gear, and I think there is a huge potential, especially like where Lapoterapia is. It's that region there is a really big potential for trad climbing, and I think like in the crag where Lapoterapia is, most of the routes goes on trad too. So it would be really nice to inspire people to go climbing more on gear.
Good work, Jacopo. Way to make use of this good cold crisp weather that we've been having. But just to warn you, it might not be like that in Wales. Over the next couple of weeks we're going to be bringing you a roundup of the top 3 videos from 2015. We're kicking things off with bouldering, so we'll see you tomorrow.